Like, I'll be honest, at least the benefit is that when I play this song, I don't immediately get emotional. Although this is still tearing me apart, the thought alone just... News has not been great lately, and it's just making me more and more not good. It's bad stuff. I don't know what to say. I don't know if I want to say anything. God damn it, now we get to the fun part. Oh, man. Should I do this? No, I shouldn't. Because if I do this now, if I'm in a worse mood later, I don't have to worry about it. Like, I think this is the worst date I can think of. Other than, like, Kevin, I think this is the date that I just detested the most of all of them. Because it's such a goddamn, let's have some talky talks. And there already is very little going on in this date. What is this date? It's Ipsum. Why is this date about Ipsum? You're not dating Ipsum. You didn't show here because you wanted to talk to some fucking dork ass. He isn't even that interesting. Ipsum's an ass. And aside from that, like, why is it about Ipsum? Like, sure, I understand that with Anna, like, oh, we got to talk about how Maverick was her ex. Oh, this is what happened to Maverick. And that kind of makes sense because he's her ex. So that's a little more relevant than Lorem's, you know, roommate. Although I guess his roommate would be relevant. It does feel a bit ham-fisted. Like, Ipsum involves himself in a ham-fisted fashion. Besides Ipsum, this date is what? Just taking pictures? Like, the amount of time it takes to get through all this text implies that Lorem is either drawing a lot of pictures or is very slow.
Fun fact, it's very easy to sketch quickly.
I mean, I suck at art, and even I could probably get a very good reference image off someone pretty damn fast. Probably take a while. I mean, I don't know how traditional media works, but digitally, it's just, woof, you're done. Like, I wouldn't take more, like an hour. I guess an hour is a long amount of time, ain't it? Now to think about it, even if you are good with speed sketches, an hour is still pretty long. And that's like for multiple, and really good ones. Like some crisp ones. Unless he's doing coloring. Like, if you're doing coloring, physical media coloring can take a while. Something about the song, by the way, is starting to frustrate me. I don't know what it is. It's like the song would have worked better in another situation. Like, the song got this sort of sciencey vibe to it, but the sciencey vibe doesn't come until way in the end, and in the meantime it doesn't... Like, the setting is a house, and you're just kind of chatting as someone takes pictures of you. Like, is this really the appropriate music to be playing? Also, I don't think music changes at all during this. Yeah, it doesn't change. Like, it's just one song that plays the whole time. Which also makes this date a little bit more frustrating. Since it takes forever to get through, your interactions do nothing, but the music does... Goddamn. Lorem, it's okay to bend your hips and do something that isn't just existing. Especially since Ipsum just takes the fucking conversation a lot. Like, look at this. You're not talking to Lorem at all. Like, I understand he's busy, but why have a date like this? You can hand-wave stuff. You can have them be like, oh, I'm done with the drawings. Now we can have some chit-chats and maybe talk over dinner. Like, I understand I wanted to repeat situations, but this is a little ham-fisted. I still need to eat, but I have no clue what I'm going to eat. It's bread day, but I already had a lot of bread in the morning. Also, where is that? Like, if this is meant for one person and you have separate bedrooms, where the hell do you fit the extra one? Or do you sleep in your lab? Because that's the case, that doesn't sound very comfortable. Like, if it's a cheap enough apartment, like, it's implied the first room is like a kitchen living room, so it's probably not that big. Unless it's a... Again, the thing that bothers me is this? What? Why are you deferring the conversation to him? Why do we care about Ipsum at all? Like, Ipsum just walks into the scene, behaves like an asshole Lorem. Like, there should be an option for us to be like, God damn it, why the hell are you being so mean? Like, the implication is it's cute, but it gives me the same idea you get when someone's like, oh, he's beating her up, he probably loves her. And she's just like, my arms are broken! And you're like, God damn it, someone should help. Nah, it's just love. Love heals in 4 weeks with a cast. It's just, like, you don't get to complain or criticize this at all, which you really should be able to. Why the hell is Ipsum looking into the physics of teleportation when his job is primarily that of a biologist? Like, who says... Like, he already does experiments in a chemistry lab despite being a Like, what the fuck is Ipsum? What is his character? Is he a prodigy? Is he some sort of wonderkind? Because if he's not, it doesn't really show. He just comes across as an asshole. Because if you're a wonderkind, you probably don't have time to play pranks and do it well enough like that to the extent that he's been probably doing it for a long enough amount of time. Or establish relationships with people that don't live in town. Although I guess he would, since he'd probably be behind his machine. But, there's something about him that just doesn't gel. That makes him feel less real as a person. It's kind of weird. You see, the less I talk, the more I work. So let's just focus on the working instead of the talking. Why? If you have a minor in physics, you're not going to be touching the biggest milestone in physics, you dumbass. They bring in some people from Bastion with big fancy degrees instead of hiring some local hickey with a minor. Especially if your major is biology. They're going to want someone with, I don't know. They're going to want someone with biology to be like, oh, this is how the biology works. But they're probably going to want some chemists, some engineers, preferably electrical, considering it's probably electrical. They want some geologists to see what the materials might be and how they fit together. Like, could they have been mined locally? Are they imported? Like, discover if there might be another. Like, none of that comes up. Like, they hired this doofus, who apparently spends a lot of time on pranks, messing around in the laboratory, expending extravagant amount of money on... Like, ugh. Are they that short-handed, or what? Is Bastion that far away, or something? Also, I don't think it's ever made 100%... I think there are parts where it, like, specifically mentions Bastion. I don't think it's ever specified if there are other kingdoms or, like, states of dragons, or if it's all just one thing. For some god-awful reason, the RP channel said, oh, well, there's other kingdoms. Why? Why would the dragons ever split up if they all come from one centralized tribe? Why would they ever split up? Like, the only reason we have kingdoms is because people are like, no. And they started fighting a bunch. But the dragons stopped fighting a bunch. And they all got together. And there's no implication of there being borders of anything. Or border patrol. If that was the case, there would be a bigger police force and more attention to, like, immigrants. But none of that shows up. No one's like, this portal might be used by... No. So there's probably no government. Or someone with foreign affairs would have shown up instead of the fucking Minister of Culture and Arts. Foreign affairs! That's my title, Foreign Affairs. Fuck, it's great. I guess he just read the reports. That's something he mentions. Right, he does mention the reports, yeah. Why are they making those public? I guess someone probably just copied it, like, yeah, we don't care. It's not like we can copy it. Shouldn't they be able to copy it? Like, I know it's experimental to some extent, but, I don't know. Like, did they throw away tech? Did Izumi not give them out? Like, what? Maybe it'll come up later, like with the Izumi plot dump that I dread. I dread the Izumi plot dump not because it's not interesting, but because it's the part where I started to cry internally at how stupid the story was getting. And also because, it's just a lot of talking. It's a lot of one-sided talking. Like the human story about, oh, this is how humanity got fucked, is interesting because it's a human story. But with the dragons, it's like, I made dragons. And then later you get an explained version. It's like, really? You had to put the story in twice? Whatever. Nah, you're lousy. That kind of stuff. You don't need a fume hood to do experiments. How do you even do those? Do you know how expensive a proper particle accelerator is? Or anything that can do anything that the portal can do? Like, those kind of magnets are not meant for the power grid. Like, the municipal power grid is not going to get you the kind of magnetic forces you need to do anything regarding teleportation or portals or wormhole manipulation. Like, really? One thing I always do like, though, is the idea of, like, spontaneous wormhole generation where you're just like, whoop, you vanish. It gives you hope. Also, I've learned about D&D potion mix... What's it called against mixing? Or mixability? Something like that. Like when, apparently, in old days, D&D potions could just explode if you threw them together. Put some cure potion with a potion of flying and boom! Suddenly you're a hole in the ground. Ain't that fancy. At least you're flying all over the place. It's really hard to translate, well, this particular sentence, like, to even approach. That's such a... I forgot something. This. Oh no, you saw my... I don't even know what you saw there, I don't even care. Wait, so you already have sensitive equipment that can detect and properly... Like, if you can analyze a phenomenon at this degree, you probably understand enough of the phenomenon to make another portal. Like, if you have equipment that can properly detect the mutations and like, I can only assume these reports are very superficial, because A, the portal has not been reverse engineered or deconstructed in any fashion, so anything they have is all external. And trust me, external registration of, like, black hole activity is pretty freaking hard. It's also kind of implied that the black hole never really closes, like it's a double... And I don't know how it works. I forgot. It'll come up later, and then I'll feel stupid. And I'll be like, oh no, I'm stupid. So here's a question I got. Just making sure I need to... So, the thing that gets me is, how many tests did they do before they established contact? Like, how and when was contact exactly established? Who made the contact? Like, did the dragons establish contact and the humans sort of bopped in over time? I don't know. God damn it! Doing this over days is not good. It's really shrinking my brain over some things, and it's also because I just get angry and I keep reading. Yeah, Harry mentions it, like it's a natural wormhole. How do you know that, actually? How are you able... Like, if you can detect a wormhole, that drastically changes how physics work. Like, if you can prove a wormhole exists, and something can just hold on to a wormhole, that has massive implications. Especially since a wormhole isn't bound by time, that immediately means that time travel is something you can do. Regardless on how the portals are connected. Because wormholes don't give a shit. Because, like, wormholes, to put it... Like, wouldn't wormholes actually just shift? How does a wormhole stay in place when an actual point in time-space... That would mean that the wormhole has mass and has momentum. Or it's just very strongly pulled at every second. Also this. Why does Ipsum, a side character on a second date, mention this stuff when this is pretty goddamn important for someone else to tell us? I don't know. And thank you, fucking Ipsum, the guy who's not doing the reports, who's not involved with this in any official capacity, who's part of a side date, is the one to tell me there might be some risks involved with taking the portal. Besides Remy, who mentions, oh, you might be nauseous. You might be nauseous. Also, you might be a girl now. I don't know if that's real or not. God damn it, I hate this. I hate being so angry. Ah! But I hate these guys. I'm gonna be glad when Ipsum just vanishes, when he just slides out of frame, and I can just never worry about him. Because his interactions with Lorem are just pissing me off for some reason. And they go to a video game analogy, too. It's like, don't! Please avoid video game logic inside a video game, even if it's a visual novel. It's just so... Blah. I don't want Strafe to tell me about... Like, I do like that. I'm the kind of person who's like, I want to see all the damage numbers and see the pseudo-random tables. but at the same time, video games. Also, here's a question. How the fuck do wormholes act as support pillars for anything? Like they're just connections between points in space-time. Also, if it manipulates the exit, then which side is the entrance and which side is the exit? How do you manipulate an exit? Is there like a giant rod that sticks in the wormhole and sort of prods it around? Like, oh, I want to enter here. I mean, wormholes are technically direct connections or something? Like, aren't they like... Isn't it if you go into a wormhole, you travel a relative amount of distance? Meaning that a wormhole is arbitrarily long, just regardless of the distance of the entry and exit points or something. Like, I don't know, god damn it. So... It just frustrates me that all this crap comes... Like, listen, here's the thing. Either someone in the main story does this, and it's really nice and sexy, or you never bring this up at all. Fun fact, you do not have to bring this up. You don't have to talk about the midichlorians. You can just say, midichlorians? What's midichlorians? And just say, bloop! The Force is the Force. It's all fucking cool. Don't have to explain this. In fact, it's better if you don't. The more you try to explain scientific crap like this, oh, this is how time travel works, the more you ruin the mystique. You ruin the mystique by saying, oh, this is just millions of years ago, instead of it being Dragonland. I would prefer that. Now it's all ruined, and I'm sad. And also it's the one that gets blown up. Bah! Also, if they are a danger to the world to manipulate wormholes, we're moving through space relatively quickly, so depending on the amount of wormholes, how big of a support spread they have, how they function, we either already torn the universe a new one, or we're never going to experience the effects because of the time. Like, this, I need to calm down. Yeah. I need to calm down. But it makes me so angry. Because it doesn't need to be here. Like, here's the thing. If you end this date encounter on, oh man, he likes flowers in his hair. Like, that's a great ending. Like, oh, you take a thoughtful pose and you have some chit chat about food or something. Like this, but why does it take this turn? Like, I understand. Okay, you're working on a portal. You could be like, okay, stop. I'm not like your character is sociology and psychology or biology and psychology. Why are you talking about physics? Why are you interested in the portal in this fashion? And Ipsum's like, I don't know if you understand. Like, I can understand Kevin because Kevin is psychology and your character does psychology, so naturally you'd be interested in talking to Kevin. Why are you interested in listening to Ipsum talk about something that you're probably not going to understand? Like, it feels very crowbarred in. It feels very clumsy. So it goes from, did you bring groceries, to, are you in a relationship, to, he's in love with his laboratory, I have a laboratory, and I'm always there if I'm not here. What are you doing? Oh, the portal. Oh, let's talk about... Like, here's the thing. There are ways to segue things, but if you are literally using discussion points as stepping stones in order to get to something, and you do not sit on the stepping stones, it feels awkward. People don't just go from one thing to another, just whoop! There's intermediate steps where you discuss a little bit. You're like, oh, this and this and this. I have a laboratory. I really like my laboratory. I keep it clean every day. Especially lately when I'm doing some school stuff. Like, it's much more organic for Ipsum to bring up that he's working on it than you. Because Ipsum looks like the kind of guy who would naturally bring it up. This was, oh, I'm going to talk about myself. I'm going to talk about the things I'm doing. But instead you bring it up and it feels kind of eh. Because just look at how this is structured. It's Ipsum, then Lorem, then you, then Ipsum, then Lorem, then you, then Ipsum, and then... What? What kind of flow is this? Why are we talking in circles? You don't talk in circles. That's not how talking works. And then here you already have this establishment that's just talking back and forth, and then he brings this up. Like, Like, you can work this as, yes, people tend to talk in... They tend to omit context as they become more familiar with one another. But at the same time, their relationship is very awkward, very strange. Also, I love what Goldkin said, you gotta read the book where Lorem's from in order to understand Lorem a little bit. No. No, if you're gonna do that, then... Oh, man. Like, you didn't even get the good book character out of there. You got a bad one. You got one whose second date, instead of being about exploring his personality or his history, is about his friend and how he wants to talk about physics and flowers. Admittedly, this is at the end, but it's not any better before now. Like, a lot of this is just like, this is how things are. You know what you talk about with with Bryce, you just drink. With Remy, you try to help him with his books and you talk a bit about and then you look at his computer like, oh man, this is Remy. This is who he is. He's a bit of a dork. You have Anna, who's just like, I don't want to be here, but let's have, I guess we can do something like a quiz. And then you have Adini, just talk with her. And then Lorem gets plot dumps. Lorem gets to talk about plot and lore. Great. Great, Lorem, you live up to your fucking name. I hope you're proud, because you're fucking boring as a result. Ugh! I need to stop being angry. Focus on good things. Clear my head. Focus my chakras. Realign my chi. That kind of crap. Also, here's the thing. If the portals connect on both ends, do they manipulate different wormholes or the same one? Like, if you have two portals, they need to link, right? Like, it's implied that portals need to link. Not really, because Azumi kind of implies that the portal they use to go back in time allows you to link to anything. And this is implied to be the same portal looping into itself? But is there a difference between the entrance and the exit? If you desynchronize them or break them apart somehow, can you... God damn it. Like... We don't know enough about wormholes for this kind of discussion to go into this depth at all. Like, do we know anything about wormholes? How extensive do we know them? Because last time I checked, they were like theoretical constructs that have been semi-proven to exist, maybe? Doing that thing where you move your hands up and down, you're like, I don't know, I'm weighing things. I'm weighing things. I'm weighing information, because I don't know. It's like a weird shrug dance. Oh, I get it. Maybe the idea is that the portal's exit is just closed. At all times. Until you put something through, that very briefly it opens, something pops out, and then it closes again. It's like a butthole. It only opens when there's something to poop. And at all other times, the portal's just kind of there. It's kind of chilling. So that means that there's technically two, and they're just somehow... How do they synchronize? Do they send information packets, and they sort of just go back and forth until a connection's established? Because that's pretty fancy tech. So I like how he mentions how that's how you can send something. Well, duh. That's basically how entrances and exits work. Okay, funny part, I am currently doing a lot of weird stuff in Dutch that kind of changes the words and phrasing slightly, because we are entering an area in which the exact phrasing changes ever so slightly, because that's just how Dutch people do it, which is very awkward. Like, if you're saying, like, if you say in English where you put something in something, and in Dutch you actually say where you put it behind something, to translate it literally word for word. That's kind of a thing that's happening here. At least it looks... God damn it. It would really help if I had some help, but no one's showing up. And MB Saunders doesn't seem to be online either. I wonder where he went. I mean, the Twitter and the Tumblr still seem to be working. God, what a word. Continue. It's such a weird word, continuum. Because it's actually two U's, but they're very secret. They're top secret agents. No, that's the wrong fucking word. Yeah, space-time continuum. Oh, it's with a fucking umlaut. Goddamn umlauts. Oh, I knew it, because it's two U's. I know you're sneaky, but I got onto you. That's another thing that bothers me. So many characters are just omniscient. They're right, they know, and they're right, and that I hate that. I want a character that says something and they're just wrong. Like, apparently they do that in Kingdom Hearts. Like, the guy who did, like, who made Xenohort, or whatever the fuck his name is Ansem the Wise, I think. Who had a theory, and his theory was dead wrong, and he fucked up. I like that. I don't like that Izumi knows everything. Okay, fine, Izumi can do it. Fine, she's Groundhog Day, Goddess X, whatever. But Ipsum shouldn't have that kind of stuff. No one else should. Like Maverick, maybe, because... Actually, no. The funny thing is if Maverick is, in fact, very much cognizant of the timelines, because, you know, he interacts with you just enough to have influence, why doesn't Ipsum have any of that? Or is Ipsum the one that saves Lorem, and that's his interaction benefits? Analogy. Now, that is a word I don't use very often. Really? Really? Analogy? It's just analogie. Huh. I guess. I mean, it's one of those things where I mentioned that because I'm so in two languages that it's kind of hard to know, is this word, does it work like that in Dutch or not? Oh, I know a better word for this. Rand. The edge, specifically. There we go. Also, I like how his analogy doesn't technically work, because the analogy requires that you know about looping maps. Also, why are we finishing his sentence? Like... This, for one, assumes that we know a lot about video games, which is kind of an assumption. But the other thing that gets me about this is, why are we finishing a sentence? Isn't that kind of rude? Like, if someone starts with something and you're just like, oh, like, he's helping you, and you're like, oh, no, I know what that is. It just feels a bit rude, considering the fact that Lorem has just been dutifully drawing all the time, and we're apparently holding a pose, and we have mental space to do this? Wait, is he specifically mentioning... Oh, whatever. Fuck you, Lord Ipsum. That's a really odd way to put that. Also, that is not a result of physics, Ipsum. That's a result of topology. Funny fact, topology is kind of fucking cool. Should look into it someday. Yeah, but that's not a result of physics. That's a result of topology, which is a field of mathematics. Mathematics is considered is concerned with surfaces and all kinds of funny things. But physics is concerned with forces and that kind of crap, like magnetics and electrical stuff. Not concerned with surfaces and line. Like, the fact that it's a line should tell you enough. If it's a line, it's probably maths. Unless it's a vector. If it's a vector, it's probably physics. Who knows? You don't see many vectors in maths, do you? Depends on if you say maths or math, really. I love how they're shorted. Listen, we're not gonna touch this. Just always call it mathematics. Do not call it math. Ever. Oh yeah! Oh man, math is the wrong one too. Depending on how you, if you go by the democratic route, it's apparently the wrong one. It's careers to further mathematics. Apparently, there's a king named Math. There's a tag in MathML. It's a module. Yeah, usually it's a module. So you get the math module. Also, I like how he starts off with, this is how it works in a sphere, but in the abstraction of, okay, listen, Ipsum, you know what a better way to put this is what you say is, it's hard to make a sphere in video games because spheres are not rectangles or nice triangular shapes. So, when you want to make a sphere in a video game, what you just do is you just take a square and you make it loop. And no one can tell the difference. Could you theoretically tell the difference? Actually, I don't think you could, since you can't... Could you tell the difference between a looping square and a sphere? Using some special effects to make it look round. Could you see it? I don't think you could. But that's limited perspective. Also, is this called topology in Dutch? I don't know. I don't know that much about words. Don't know much about... Topology was one of my strongest suits in school. Elementary, at least. Because it was mostly just remember this shit. Here's some places, remember where they are. This is one of my strongest suits. Oh, this is a map? I know exactly where everything was. Like, it's just cheating to me. Because that's my strong memory. Pages. And then we got an atlas, and I was like, wow. There's so many places in the world. There's a place on the other side of the world, too. Ah, calming down. Great. Okay, so here's another problem. He suddenly brings up they. Why do you suddenly... God damn it, this conversation feels very clunky. Isn't he supposed to bring up, like, in a video game, the developers? Like, he doesn't bring up developers at all. Despite referencing developers as the subject of a sentence. Like, oh my god. I want to smack the person who wrote this. Just smack him. Smack him hard. You've got, like, one thing to remember is they can very easily fit, like, 4 to 5 sentences, and they use very little of it. They just have these tiny little bloop, 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 bloop. Either to give the impression it's more than it is. Like, I know they're supposed to give some sort of rhythm to it just doesn't work. It just makes everything look clunky. Especially when they talk like this. So here's another thing that gets me. This fucking part. Listen. This has not used numbers all that often, and yet it uses the term 2D. I'm gonna smack you for one fucking reason. A plane, by definition, is two-dimensional. It's the equivalent of saying a directional vector. Or something, let's think of something. It's like saying a chemical element. Naturally an element is chemical. It's the whole fucking point of chemistry. Or a molecular, like, it's very, like a plane, by definition, is a flat surface, period. There's nothing to say about that. Like, I know, of course, the whole point is, no, but not everyone knows that a plane what a plane means. Like, some people are like, oh, a plane is like a hill. No, no, no. They specifically have to point out that a plane is like, they mean a two-dimensional plane, flat surface. Still, this kind of a big problem. I forgot what my title was going to be. God damn it. I need to write them down. Because I don't review footage, because that's just taking a while. How much longer do we have? Fucking hell. Oh my god. It doesn't even go that fast either. Like, this conversation just goes and goes and goes. It doesn't care. Why doesn't he just do it like this? Like, see the world as a map that's printed on some paper. It's a much faster way to do this than planes. I like how you keep having to confirm things. Which is kind of childish and kind of demeaning. To constantly ask right and okay. God damn, look at this. Like, sure, right, Really? Why are these here? Just put them out. They're not interested. Like, it works fine in a book for one reason, and that's because it breaks up law. Like, if someone is talking a lot, in a book you have these huge paragraphs, and they're huge. And they're like, oh no, someone talks way too fucking much. You put in the sure's and rights because it kind of breaks things up more than it should. But here you don't. What you could do is just like say put in the middle like a section of like I nodded and agreed, just nodding. I mean you could. I guess they do work, but the problem is this is in between those. It's just one sentence. Like, you're pushing it. Oh no, I muted Skype. I'm gonna die now. The funny thing is, in Dutch, you do have to say two-dimensional. Wait a minute. No! I'm still going to keep it in, but I am going to write as two-dimensional. Oh, wow. Two-dimensional is actually 2 words? Is one wow. Now, that's a compound word I did not see coming. Wow, really? Yes. How strange. Like, I never would have imagined those are written. Yeah, here. Look at this. I'm gonna sneeze. Sneeze all over the script. Because it makes me angry, and then I keep double backing on myself. Wait, I know a way you could calculate that. Like you are on a sphere. You could calculate that by taking several points and sort of measuring out how they relate to one another. And discovering that there's too much surface area for a sphere to properly occupy. How the hell does that make the world a donut? I guess it would, in a sense. Wait, there's such a thing as a hyper... Well, I don't want to touch that, but I want to see it. Ah, it doesn't have any pictures. I love when they have pictures. Geometry is like one of the few areas where like, here's a freaking awesome thing. I want to see a torus. Let's go look at a torus. The fuck just happened to that sphere? The hell's happening to that sphere? What's it doing? Why is it being so spooky? Ah, that ball's so spooky! Let's see if simple English can provide an answer. Oh, this might explain it all to me. I think it does. Oh, I see. That's how it works. This explains everything to me, really. The point is, it's a two-dimensional plane. You cannot go to the other side of the plane, but you can go anywhere on the plane in a straight line. That's why it's a torus. I don't know why it can't just be a sphere, but it probably has to do with how geography works. And relates to, yeah, this might be, yeah. Oh, wow, what's it doing? Oh, my God. That's gross. That's so gross. Can it just do that? Is that a topological proper action? Ooh. What the hell is that doing? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, these are so cool. Ah, there we go. That explains it all to me. So you bend, yeah, okay, I get it now. You bent the one side. Ah, that's so cool. I wonder how long it took for the creator to find that out. Or if that jackass did. Because if the other guy did it, if Goldkin did it, then Goldkin must have written the script to some extent. In which point, god damn it, Goldkin, there are simpler ways to do this. Not to mention, Goldkin probably wouldn't have used 2D and plane in the same sentence like an asshole. Because we're talking about Ipsum, who's talking like a fancy pants. I don't know, he's already explained to Lorem, so he probably would have had made adjustments to make it sensible to normal people. I don't even know what Tauruses are called in Dutch, funnily enough. Een Taurus. I just got Taurus. Or Turi. The funny thing is, while English people may have heard of Taurus, I don't think any Dutch person has ever used that word, ever. Yeah, just call him a fucking donut, man. Or the inner tire of a bicycle. Of course the Dutch one would mention the inner tire of a bicycle. Yeah, here just mentions inner tubes. Rings, donuts, and bagels. Wait, aren't bagels the ones... Wait, that's not true. I thought bagels were the ones that were just donuts but without the hole in the center. But it turns out donuts can be... Oh, I've been lied to all my life. I've been lied to in so many ways I can't handle this. There's a pink icing donut. What? Wait a minute. They're based on olive balls? Ooh, that explains why they're so tasty. Those things are great, by the way. We eat them in New Year's. There's a fucking truck that pulls up near the supermarket that has like the really good shit. For some reason, my dad bought way too many ones with raisins. No one likes the ones with raisins unless you're an old fart. Oh my god, it actually mentions the physical structure of donuts. I know what that is. Those are phospholipids. They're used for creation of micelles, or the separation of cell innards versus cell outwards. I think phospholipids actually show up in cell membranes in general. Yeah, they show up in general. They're like dual layers. The outside is hydrophilic and the inside is hydrophobic. Here we go. I know this crap because I'm smart and I like chemistry. Chemistry's cool. Also, why the hell, if he's already explained this, why doesn't he just mention donuts? Like, if he already mentions two-dimensional planes, like he's exemplifying two-dimensional, like, something about this conversation is awkward. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Maybe I'm way too into being in people's heads, because I've a surprising amount of experience with dialogue. At least inner dialogue. Talking to myself, that being. I tend to run them through my heads. It's a very good way of jump-starting my imagination. It's like daydreaming, but with a little extra spice to it, you know? Why daydream when you can have at least one of your senses also impressed? The downside is it does take a significant portion of your attention, and you tend to look like an idiot. But the benefit is great imagination. And it also helps you practice talking, which explains why I'm well enunciated for someone who doesn't talk that often. How do we translate multi-world, many... Fucking hell, man. I gotta look up some really weird crap. Many worlds interpretation. Common objections. Reception. The many worlds terms... Oh, we literally just call it the many worlds. We don't even give it a sexy name. Give it some sexy names, man. Or at least call it the interpretation of Everett. The theory of the universal wave function, or the theory of universe... Those are much better names! The theory of parallel universes. Those are much better names than the many worlds interpretation. Why would you stick to the boring one? Ah, MYI, that's a good one. Or relative state formulation. The Everett interpretation. The theory of universal wave function. These are so much better than the many worlds interpretation. Oh, man. Listen, don't do this. Don't be this fucking asshole who puts that one in. Many universes... No. Just Just fuck off. You're being a fancy pants. You're trying to be like, oh, I'm so fancy with my multi-syllable words. I don't use one syllable. I use multiple. Universes. That's 4, right? I'm not good with counting syllables. Please help me. It's actually 1. Really? Huh. I learned something today. I'm not proud of it. Oh, wow. That's actually not a bit of pretty damn consistent. That's impressive. Many words just kind of fade out, but here, whoop. Let's see. When did the many... Okay, it came around 1957. Yeah, that kind of overlaps. Many world... I guess they were thinking about that a lot at that time. What the fuck is this, though? The Manuel for... I like how Netherlands is the one of the few that's there. I like how it's an interpretation of quantum mechanics. What? The interpretation of quantum mechanics is an attempt to answer the question, what the hell is quantum mechanics about? What? So we don't even know what quantum mechanics is. We're just kind of fucking around. Let's see. Okay. Obstructions for direct interpretation, instrumentation, statistical, consistent histories, the Copenhagen interpretation of bomb, traditional interpretation, consciousness causes collapse, relation of quantum mechanics. What the hell is this one though? Oh great! I'm not. This is not what this is about. Why am I looking up quantum mechanics? Also, like how this is brought up, like, oh my god, it's like it's like, let's pretend I don't implies that there are holes in your knowledge, and the writer knows there are holes in your knowledge that might exist. That God damn it, is it? It's the consistency that's just broken. The problem is, we're so close to the end. We're not that close to the end, actually. I think I'm gonna stop. I think I'm gonna stop, because I'm just sick and tired of this. It's been 50 minutes, I've not made that much progress, and I'm just getting angrier and angrier. Which is kind of cool. The thing is, like, there's 2 ways to look at how this infers the portals. The portals either create new timelines, or they loop back into the timeline itself, meaning that every world that's fucked is fucked ahead of time, and Izumi just made things infinitely worse by making infinite worlds for all infinite combinations of loops in which you do know things are done. God damn it. Like, that requires that either there is an external consistent timeline that keeps track of things going back and... God damn it. This is so fucking hard. I don't want to do this right now. I'm too grumpy. Oh! Wait, what? Like, the thing is, this kind of irritates me. How does that make sense? Like, what's the logical physics behind things that go from one place to another are stopping us from communicating with other timelines? Yeah, but that's not how that works. Unless you're, like, very fancy... God damn it, I want to know what a torus looks like when you put it in third dimension. A donut. Oh, god damn it, I hate this. I understand it's like donut, but god damn it. Something about that just makes me angry. Like that cat with that banana. Fuck, I love that banana. The cat. Oh, he's so angry. Little stupid jingle. Oh, that's your shit. Wait, it's already three-dimensional. What the hell will the fourth-dimensional torus look like is my question. That's the all-American. Wow. That's kind of spooky. That's awesome. Cool. The four-color theorem. That's a cool one, by the way. I remember there being like an explanation which uses like nodule. Yeah, here. It uses nodule interpretations. Ain't that just fancy? See, this is when I started liking mathematics, because it's like you get into the parts of mathematics that are just like, this is fucking cool, dude. Just look how cool this is. It is an NP complete in complexity. Goddamn, that's harsh. False disproofs. God, why am I constantly looking at this? Because it's more interesting than this. That's the problem. When the dialogue and conversation is fun enough that I want to be involved with it, I'm here. I'm half considering doing that thing that I did last time and just say, you know what, I'm going to do this off screen because I'm just going to be complaining. I feel very bad about that, especially because at least this is somewhat interesting to talk about. You know what, I'm just going to stop right now, look up the title, and put this up. I am angry. God damn it, I'm going to look at the cat. Heck, I'm not going to risk that, so here's a link. Go there, and you too can find the miracle of the cat that doesn't like the banana. The jingle of which does not go out of my head. I'm going to stop it. Next time, if this video doesn't go anywhere, I'm going to air everything else off screen if there's anything left, which probably won't be. How much longer is this? Also, why the fuck do you say he sounds fun? Like, he was literally there, and he was talking to you. Saying he sounds fun implies that you've only heard of him. I sure can't stand his ass. Angry. God damn it! Can't get any work done. We're actually not that far. I just can't. I just fucking can't. I can't. I'm out. Bye.